Okay, we're good. We're live. Let's rock and roll. My name is Alicia Gegg, for those of you that don't know myself. And then I have my co-host along with me tonight, Miss Ashley Burley. I'm going to let her tell her story in a little bit. But before we do that, I just wanted to really thank you guys for taking the time out of your evening. Thank you for listening to us, hearing our excitement, and listening to our passion, because this truly has become our passion. And we love talking about it. And we love sharing it with everybody. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your night for joining us. And make sure that you guys, if you weren't invited by one of us, make sure you definitely get a hold of the person that invited you tonight for inviting you on tonight's call. So and thank them for giving you the link, because this honestly is an amazing blessing, and we love sharing it with you all. So I'm going to get started, tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'll let Ashley take over. And then we're going to talk about a little bit about what it takes to be a It Works distributor, what it entails, how you get started, what you can, expect from that. So not long ago, and actually it feels like it was just yesterday, but I was an esthetician working in the salon and spa. My husband was working. He was doing construction work. And we were brand new parents. And from the outside looking in, I would probably say most people thought we had it together. You know, but when truth set in, and the inside, the bills were piling up. The bills were piling up from having, our daughter, and the trips to the grocery store were just a huge stress on our lives. And, when I would go through that grocery line and we would go through the checkout, I remember having to say, a small prayer, like, please just let approved come across the screen after I swipe my debit card. And I remember if it wasn't going to say approved, like, what excuse am I going to make up this time? It was just such a stressor in our life. And I remember just being it was to the point where I was on like medications for, being so stressed out just because of finances. So, I was introduced to the Body Wrap on Facebook. Maybe like some of you might have been. And me being an esthetician, I was trained in body wraps, and I was trained in, doing these types of things in the salon and spa. So I didn't believe it when I saw it. I ought to be honest, like I truly laughed at it, and I shrugged it off. And I shrugged it off for a few months. And I was asked numerous times to join and to become a distributor, because she thought, Alicia, you would be so good at this. This is right up your alley. This would be great for your customers. And I blew it off. And there was a few reasons why I blew it off. But number one, I didn't believe in the product. Number two, we didn't have the money for us to start a new business, a new home-based business. When I started 5 years ago, it was $200 to get started, whereas now it's just $100. So I blew her off, and I blew her off a few times, giving her just some excuse like I didn't have the time, because I didn't. I was a brand new mom, and when you have a newborn, you're so consumed with that. So after my very, very short maternity leave, I had a 4-week maternity leave, and I had to go back to work, because at that point in time, no work meant no money. And so I had to go to work, because we had bills to pay, and I had diapers to buy, and we had all of these other things that are necessary for, new parents. So I went back to work, and I kept seeing this It Works thing, and I kept seeing the skinny wrap, and I became intrigued by it. And it became actually really close to this time of year. It was, it'll be 5 years next month, and we had just got our income tax return. And I felt honestly like I had somebody pushing me from the back. And I can't explain it any more than that, but I just kind of felt like I was being pushed to go on to take this leap of faith. And in doing so, I spent the $199 to get started, and I'd never tried a wrap. I had never tried the products. I had done no more research than simply going to a website and checking out the products. So um, it was the best decision I've ever made. After 5 years, I can honestly say that $199 was the best $199 that I've ever spent in my entire life. And it's so much more than the financials. The financials and the financial freedom that it's provided for us is an amazing blessing. But it's so much more than that. It's so much more like the friendships and the ability to travel and the ability to leave a legacy and to instill so much into your kids is such a blessing. To hear my daughter say, like, what's the number one thing mommy always tells you? And she will always say to never give up. And that's because I am a firm believer that you never give up in something. And I just love this opportunity. I love what it's provided. I love like everything that I've gained from it. So I hope that you've kind of like been able to get a quick idea of my journey. But just to give you an idea of what it has provided for us financially, because ultimately that's why we're all here. No matter which way you slice it, every single person on this call could benefit from having an extra $500 a month. Okay. I'm an ambassador diamond. I earned the average of $30,000 a month. I know that's a lot. You can't wrap your mind around it, but an extra $500 a month, I'm still going to shoot for it. I've earned $100,000 in bonuses. I'm a real person and I love what I do. That's all it comes down to. I'm nobody different. I've done nothing different. I have no special education. I don't know the right people. I just simply worked for what I've gotten. And I teach everybody else that they can do the same thing. So that's a little bit about my story. Ashley, I want you to kind of give a brief introduction of yourself and your story with It Works and go from there. Actually, one more other thing. This is a very, very important thing that I kind of missed. Since I've started with this, I'm now a full-time mom and been able to retire. I no longer have to go to a job. My alarm clock are my babies, sometimes earlier than I want them to be. And actually, this is something really, really big that's happened this year. And not a lot of people know this, or knew this about us, but my husband worked out of town for 4 years. So as soon as my daughter turned 1, he started working out of town. And we literally only saw him maybe once every 2 weeks. And we were less than a 48-hour-a-week family. We lived on FaceTime. And earlier this year, I was able to bring him home for good. And he no longer has to. We don't have to only see their daddy on FaceTime. So it's been an amazing, amazing blessing. And I simply started because I wanted $300 extra a month. 300 extra turned into this. So now I'm going to throw the ball in your court, Ash.
I love it. I love when you tell your story. So mine is pretty much the opposite, I would say, of yours, which I find so interesting. Backtrack 5 years. I was introduced to the product and to the business by my sister. And this was right after I'd had my daughter. I'm a mom, you struggle with that belly area. And they said that there was this magical wrap that would help tighten and tone the skin. So I tried it. I fell in love with it. And I became a loyal customer of my sister's. And at the time, she kept saying, oh my gosh, you need to join my team. You need to, do this business. And I'm like, no. There's no way. So in the process, I become full-time photographer. So I'm building this business. Things are going great. I would say I'm doing fairly well. And in the process, my sister quits It Works. And I would say about 2 years later, I meet Alicia. at our photo session. So this is where it just gets really weird. So I meet her for the first time, and she said, have you tried this crazy wrap thing? And I'm like, yeah, I buy for my sister. I love the wraps. They're amazing. And she's like, she mentioned something about the business. And I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to do this business. We're good. So that was that. I don't even think I saw you again. I think, no, I don't think we ever saw each other again.
We did do one set of family pictures in there, but
no.
Yeah. Allie was.
No, that was after I signed.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So, like, how many years went by? Like 2.5. It was probably 2.5 or something like that. It was about 2.5 years later.
Maybe you're right.
Just, yeah, I'm almost positive because it was that January when we did our family photos. Anyway, long story short, Alicia talked about this push from behind, like this indescribable push and force to do something. Here I had turned down my sister multiple times. I had turned down Alicia, who I'd only met once, and turned her down. But over the course of 2.5 years, I don't even remember seeing her post. I don't really remember following her story. I don't really remember any of that, to be honest. All I know is I woke up one day in December 2013. It was after we had our second baby, and I can't even to describe it, but I swear to God, it was God saying, you need to contact this Alicia chick. You need to have a meeting with her, and you need to do something about your life. And I call myself the anomaly. I am one of those people that didn't start for the $500. I started for the bigger picture. I had watched her journey for a while. I'd seen the success that people had with this company. And for me, $500, while would be amazing and life-changing for all the medical debt we had accrued with having babies and being high risk, student loans, you name it, we were in a hole. Well, that was nice. I thought bigger. And so there was no question. It was literally, let's meet. I signed up on the spot as her distributor January 4th of 2014. So 2 years ago. And from there, things have just, I can't even, it's just, it blows my mind. So for the first year, I was working with my photography business. Things blew up with that. I was very, very busy. I worked this business alongside of it. And I was doing okay until I went to conference a year later. This was my first major event with the company. And so just being around people that were like-minded and I really got a chance to see average people really, really succeeding in this business as well. And I came back from that after I've only reached the point of executive after a year, which is the first promotion. I reached double diamond in 5 months from that conference. And the only way I can describe it as there was this light switch that went off, and I realized the full potential that I had within myself, that I was fully capable of doing this. And we received $35,000 in bonuses, as well as paying off every single bit of medical debt that we had accrued. I have paid off a huge amount of my student loans throughout all of this. And we've been able to go on, I think we went on 7 vacations last year. My dream is to travel. Like, I want to be with my kids, and I want to travel, and I want those life experiences, and I want to have those options to be able to do that. So last year we did it. And my husband will say, last year was the best year we have ever had. And we've been together for 12 years. And for him to say that, there's only one reason why I think that that's the case. And it's been mind-blowing what this company has done for us. And yeah, I mean, just the fact that we have options now, and we're not worried about where this is going to come from or that's going to come from, and the kind of strain that puts on your marriage and your relationship for years, it definitely wears on you. And that, I mean, can't even put into words.
I
So,
love I love the
and
option.
my yeah, the options are that's probably the biggest thing. And after conference this year, so last month or this month, we came home from conference and my husband said, we are retiring me. So he wants to come home full time. He wants to be here with our babies too. We spent an entire week together down in Florida for our conference, and that gut feeling of like, oh my God, I don't want him to have to go back to work on Monday, and then just missing him and the girls, Daddy, where, why isn't he home? And I don't want that anymore. So, yeah, in the next year and a half or so, I would love for him to be home.
All because
So,
of a simple yes. So I want to kind of go
simple.
over this yes. If my connection is sketchy at any point in time, let me know. I don't really know what I'll do about it, but just let me know. Um, so let's go over just really quick about, saying yes. If you kind of feel like this push from behind, like what is there to lose? Honestly, what's there to lose? Okay. It's $99, but the worst possible thing that can happen is you spend $99 and you get a box of wraps. You can sell these this box of wraps for $25 a piece, and you make your money right back because there's 4 wraps that come in a box. So literally, you're out nothing. The most you're going to do is spend $99 for a box. And the best thing that's going to happen is you're going to absolutely change your life for the better. You're going to get a story like mine, or you're going to get a story like Ashley's. Okay? It's $99. You get the marketing materials that you need to be successful. All right? You get the box of wraps. You get a roll of Fab Wrap, and you get 4 mini-sized defining gels for you to try out for yourself or to sample to somebody else. $99. I know for me, 5 years ago, that was a lot of money and I didn't have it. But I can tell you now, looking back, if somebody were to tell me or to forecast what my future would look like if I were to spend $99 on this business opportunity, I would have sold anything and everything that I could get my hands on that we didn't need or I could replace at a later date. So, to those that don't have that extra $99, I'm telling you this, that you need to figure out something that you can do to give yourself the $99. All right, because you ultimately need it the most. Okay. And most of the time, the people that need it the most because they don't have that startup money are going to get off, and they're going to get off the right foot, and they're going to get started working right away. They're going to work for the $120 in free product. They're going to work for the $1,000 bonus. They're going to work for the $500 month average earnings. Okay? That's it. $99 can ultimately change your life and provide you with a story just like you just heard. Is there anything else you wanted to add to the $99 startup kit, Ash?
I just want to reiterate again how truly risk-free this business is. I own my own business aside from It Works. I am a full-time photographer, like I said, and I cannot run my business or have started it up for $99. I have put in thousands and thousands of dollars to create a successful photography business here. And if somebody were to tell me that I could just start up a business and I could make anything I wanted out of it, whether it be $500 or it could be at $10,000 a month or $30,000 a month. If somebody had told me I would have done this 5 years ago when I was first approached with this opportunity. And I can tell you right now, I am kicking myself big time because I know now I'm worth it. My family's worth it. But had I known that this $99 would have turned into this, I would have done it 5 years ago, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens for a reason, and I'm a firm believer in that. I wouldn't be on your team, and the things that have happened in the last 2 years wouldn't have ever happened. So I think there's a reason for it.
There is. But I think ultimately, after everybody does get started, that's the one regret. I wish I just would have done it sooner. And it's the first step is the hardest step all the time. So it's just saying yes is the hardest thing. And I love that, we talk about $300 to $500 extra dollars a month is the reason why most people do get started. But what I love most is the sky is the limit. You determine your success. You determine your paycheck. If you need a hobby money, you can treat it like it's a hobby. You can do a party once a month, or you can just, grab a few loyal customers every so often. But if you want this to pay you like it's a career, or to pay you even more than a job, then you treat it like a job. I make more now in 1 month than I used to make in a year, and I'm at home with my babies. So you kind of have to see the big picture. And I love that one of the girls on my team the other day, she had said that, her daughter, she woke up and her daughter was sick. And she was thrown up, but she had to work the next day. And she was so concerned with, is she going to be well enough that she can go to daycare the next day so I can go to work? So I can go to work to pay the daycare. So I can go to work to pay for the student loan. So I even, like, why I have this job. Like, that's the life that we live. That's the world we live in, where instead she should be so focused on, I'm here for my daughter. I'm going to make sure my daughter's better. And it opened her eyes to it. And she's like, no, I'm not going into work tomorrow. I'm not going to wake my daughter up at 4:30 in the morning to see if she's good enough or well enough to go to daycare. I'm calling in sick now. I'm not going to work tomorrow because I'm her mom. I'm going to make her better. So I love that this opportunity provides us to do that. Another thing I really want to touch base on tonight is, if you guys are interested at all in becoming a distributor and joining us and joining our team, it does cost the $99 to get started. But here's what's so important. We have 1 week left until the end of February, which means if you get signed up before the midnight on February 29th, you are actually eligible to earn a $1,000 Ruby bonus, which we've never had before. This is the first month that we've ever had it. So I want to just show you what Ruby entails. So I'm going to share my screen for just a second, and you're going to see my background here. And there's two things that I want to show you. So here's one thing. When we get started, can you guys all see that good? Ash, you good?
Yep, I can see.
Okay. So here's,
I really like your desktop picture.
You just really see me and my babies.
I love it. I love it.
There you go. So here is what we work on, okay, as a distributor, from the minute you sign on as a distributor until 5 years later as an ambassador. This is the only thing that we focus on. This is our bread and butter. This is ultimately your guideline to being successful. So you need to ask yourself, do you know 4 people who are interested in becoming healthy, who are interested in one of the products, who are interested in helping you get started in your business? People that you trust, anybody that you want to help, okay? 4 people who would be interested in the products. The next question to ask yourself is, do you know 3 people who are interested to make a little bit of extra money with you? That's 7 people. If you know 7 people that you can fill in these blanks with, you are more than halfway to earning the $1,000 Ruby bonus. So I want to show you that just really quick. All right, so here is ultimately what Ruby looks like with It Works Global. This says $599 average month earnings, okay? And down at the bottom, if you do this, you've got 2 full calendar months to do this, and you earn a $1,000 bonus on top of your commissions, on top of your bonuses, on top of your $120 in free product. So by doing this, these people that are listed here that you see are ultimately people who are interested in earning extra money with you. So like for me, my mom is a distributor. My sister is a distributor. ton of my best friends are distributors. And then from there, you just teach them to do the same thing. So 5 people are going to help you earn $1,000 bonus and $599 average monthly commission. And you're just teaching them to do the same thing. While I have my screen open, I'm going to share one more thing here. And this is just basically an average income earnings chart for It Works Global. So, like I said, when I got started, an extra $300 to $500 a month is the reason why I joined. So a lot of people look at this fixed $5,600 for a year, and you break that down, and that breaks down to right around the $500 a month. So that was my goal in the beginning. And then, you know, you got the diamond, you got double, triple, presidential, and ambassador. So the sky is the limit, guys, and you ultimately can decide how much time you want to put into it, when you want to work it, and how much effort. Like, you get to decide how much your paycheck is ultimately going to be. I decided as a mom very early on that I was going to work it whenever my daughter was sleeping. So I would stay up late, or I would work during nap time. So anything else you wanted to add to that, Ash? You're muted.
Sorry, Lily was barking. No, I think that it's so simple. Literally, this is all we do, are the 3 steps. You join for $99. You teach people to do the same thing. And you find 4 loyal customers who want to try the products. And then you find 3 people who want to make money with you. And it's that simple. And that's how we've built our entire business doing this.
Yes.
So
I don't want to take too much more of your guys' time, but there are 3 things that I want to touch base on just really quick. And it's the 3 things that hold people back from taking that leap of faith. And the first thing that I usually hear is I'm too busy. A lot of us hear I'm too busy. I was too busy in the beginning. I was a brand new mom. I was trying to build a clientele in the salon and spa. I had 3 jobs I was working when I was doing this. And here's my reflection on that is it's busy people get stuff done. Busy people are the perfect people for this business because you get stuff done. So there is nobody that's too busy for this. Another thing that I hear, and I kind of touch base on this already, but it's I just don't have the startup money to get started. I just don't have that $99. Figure out what you can do. Figure out what you can sell to get that $99 to get started. Because I promise you, you'll make your money back and then some. So if it's a couch you need to sell, like our number 1 earners in the company, they had to sell to get started, sell a couch. If it's clothes you don't wear anymore, sell your clothes. If you need to have a garage sale, do whatever you have to do. You get 4 wraps that come in your starter kit. Sell those 4 wraps to people who trust you for $25 each, and there's $100 to get started, and just give them the wraps as soon as you get them in. Figure out what you have to do just to get started. And the last thing that I hear a lot of is I just don't know enough people. Here's the thing. We all have one of these bad boys. Mm-hmm. Or we have a computer at our fingertips. With those 2 things, we have the technology to reach 8 million people plus some, okay? We're in 20 plus countries, guys. There are less than 105 paid distributors, 105,000 paid distributors, I'm sorry. This is the perfect time, the perfect storm to get into this company and work this business with a cell phone. All right? Instagram, Facebook, social media allow you to build through your cold market. You don't have to build by just people that you know. You don't have to build by just your friends and family. Our job as your sponsor, whoever you sign up under, is to teach you how to build through warm and cold markets. So that would be something that you would utilize us for, and we could teach you how to build through Instagram, how to build through Facebook. You just have to think outside the box, okay? Don't allow yourself not knowing enough people. I graduated with 130 people in a town that has two stoplights. The closest Starbucks is 45 minutes away. The closest Target is maybe further. It's very sad. So, like, don't shortcut yourself. You can do whatever it is you put your mind to, okay? That's really all I have for tonight. If anybody has any questions, I will answer them really quick, but I don't want to take too much time. Any questions from any potentials out there tonight?
And you can unmute yourselves too if you want to ask anything.
Yes. No? Okay. I'll close out the call. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for being on, for taking the time out to listen to us. I hope that it was interesting. I hope it was informational. I hope, honestly, I hope the number one thing that you got from this is that this is our passion, and we love what we do, and you can too. So I hope, honestly, that's the number one thing that you got from this. And remember to go back to the person who invited you to this call tonight. If you're ready to get on, we look forward to welcoming you to our team. And that's it. So everybody have a wonderful evening. I'm going to stop the recording.